Just losing the bye week, do you feel like it came at the perfect time right now?
Absolutely. We got a couple guys banged up, so a week off, 2 weeks to the next game is definitely going to do some benefits for us.
Keenan, sorry I shouldn't ask you this, but in real time out there, when Herbert goes into medical time, what are you thinking?
I didn't even know.
Okay.
I knew he was hurting when we came off the field, but I didn't know what happened. And then he came right back, we was going back on the field. But he had a brace, a little thing on. So, this guy, he has heart of a lion. He's got guts. He's toughest man on the field,
So were you not surprised when he came back out?
No.
How concerning is it though when like you said, you knew he was hurting coming off, and how important it was, obviously.
Absolutely.
So,
it would have been huge if he couldn't have came back. You seen the throw. We needed one play, and him and Josh went out there and made it. So.
They came hard there in the fourth quarter, and you made the big play. You're on your toes, the defense, and you come up big when you had to. Tell me about what you were able to do there in that situation and save it.
Well, we was in man coverage, and they kind of did like a pick flat, and it was kind of just preparation. We've been going over that play. I just grabbed my keys and just made a play, and made a play.
Talk about your teammate Khalil, who had a huge game with 6 sacks. It's the most he's ever had in a game. The impact that he had for your defense.
He's a great player, man. He works hard every day, man. I'm just so happy for him. He does stuff like that on a daily basis. It just had to come to fruition, and I'm just so happy for him. He's one of the greatest future Hall of Famers.
Asante, can you talk about the defense that's made a couple stops at the end of the game, post the last 2 games, and how important is that for the unit moving forward?
It's just giving us confidence, just finishing out games. Every game we have lost in the last 2 years has been close. So, we're just trying to focus on finish the games and, just staying connected as one. We have great relationships in the defense, offense, and the whole team. So we're just trying to make it a little bit closer by getting these close wins.
On that interception, did you have any type of anticipation that it might be going to your way?
Well, I thought they was going to throw it my way because I was on Devontae Adams. But, we kind of like read my keys and just, film study and stuff like that, just try to anticipate little things in that nature.
You had a lot of nail biters. You are 0-2. Now you're 2-2. You leveled out. Things are in a good way now, do you feel?
It's not where we wanted to be, but we trending in the right direction. We just trying to get better each and every week. It's a long season still. It's still a long season, so we still got to go hard every day. And it's 24-hour rule. Think about it for 24 hours and then on to the next.
Asante, you slid after that. Did you have any regrets about that you didn't?
I definitely did, though, for sure. But, I was just trying to do what the coaches tell me and stuff like that.
So that you just figured that was the play at that point?
Yeah, just get down. I know that offense is going to handle what they need to handle.
At what point did you think maybe I should have tried to get a little more yardage or stay?
At that point, I can't really tell you. It was in the moment and stuff like that.
Did you see Brandon celebrating and think that he was telling you to go down?
Yeah, something like that, because it was in the corner of my eye, so I'm looking, and he emphasized that because we had played before.
Like the JC one in Miami, okay.
The offense did nothing in the second half. Did you feel as a defense it was up to your unit to save things?
I feel like the offense did what they needed to do for the most part of the game. Sometimes you got to lean on the defense and make plays when we need to make plays. We have great guys on the offense and the defense, so it's a team effort. We're not playing just one side of the ball. It's a team effort.
Sorry, view or reaction from the late hit on Justin?
Yeah, that was kind of it was definitely a cheap shot. Jared Tillery played for us, and he knows how we feel about Justin. He knows how we feel about one another. So I don't really appreciate what he did there, and he played here, so that made it more like I feel like it was personal.
Take us through the interception, just what you saw and how it developed.
Well, I was on Devontae. We was in man coverage, and it was kind of like just film study, reading my keys. They kind of try to do a pick flat. So once he picked my guy, the inside defender, I'm just thinking replace and just going the outside of him and just keep playing, play football for real.
So the coaching point there is when you're in man and there is a rubber out there and you get picked, you're supposed to pass that off. Or were you sort of going out of structure there?
We're not technically supposed to pass it off, but at the end of the day, we was trying to defend the goal line, so it doesn't matter who it's on, me or him. So we gotta make sure we stop him from getting in the end zone.
Just gonna make a play.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah.
Raiders to 6 first downs in the first half. Can you just talk about just how strong and explosive your defense was?
Yeah, it was definitely the D-line. D-line going crazy, man. They had a wonderful game and getting penetration every play. It's just glad to be on the same defense as them guys. We have great players, man. Khalil had a career day, historic day probably. I don't know if it is, but I'm just glad to be around such a great group of guys.
How much does it mean, too, that 3 starters on defense out, both starting safeties, and it comes down to an interception, but also your pass rush gets 6 sacks and the defense holds up?
Yeah, man, that's what you got to do. Coach emphasized the next man up this week, so we had some guys start for the first time for us, and they did well, man, and they did their thing, and it's a team defense, so we just all stayed connected, and we just wanted to play as one.
What's it like when you see your head coach on 3rd down call a deep shot like that and put trust in the offense again?
I trust in whatever the coaches call. They're great coaches, smart coaches, so I feel like they'll put us in a position to win the game, and I'm behind them 100%. When they went for it on 4th and 1, I was behind them, and that's what we want. We want to end the game. We don't want to play on their terms. Let's play on our terms.
It was a double move. Justin threw it up, and I caught it. It was a good one. Shows the trust that Justin has in me and his offense has in me. So,
What's it like to play in all these close games and win a few, and they all seem to be tough?
it's quite frustrating, honestly, because I know we can blow every team out that we play, but we like to put on a show.
But what are you guys doing differently now to get over the hump and finish these games?
What are we doing now? The same thing. Our approach to every game week is the same, and it's a great approach. And Coach Staley harped on it. When we were 0-2, that the way we approach the game is not going to change. We're doing a great job. The team believes in him. The team believes in everybody else. Our approach in practice, in meetings. I wouldn't change anything. So, we're just going to keep coming along. We're going to keep showing that we can win.
What's it like for Staley to show confidence in the offense and be aggressive with that long pass? Because that's an incompletion. They got plenty of time on 4th down to possibly tie.
Mm-hmm. It says a lot about Coach Staley. Coach Staley's always trusted us from the moment he walked in here. He trusts the guys that he puts out there on the field, and that's all you really want in a coach.
What's it like to see your quarterback go out there with the splint on his finger and just keep fighting?
I wasn't fazed, and I'm sure he wasn't fazed at all. I don't think anybody was fazed when we saw the splint. Justin's been through worse, so I knew he was going to keep coming.
You guys have taken some gambles this year, but were you surprised at that last play call in order to ice the game?
No, not at all. Not at all. As a receiver, I'm biased, so I think we should always throw the ball on 3rd and 4th down.
Right, funny. Absolutely. It's your quarterback, but at the end of the day, we're all friends with Justin. He's one of our favorite guys, a great guy to everybody in the building. So if something like that happens, we all had his back and ran over there.
Okay. Appreciate the work.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, Morgan, I'm getting here late. Did that send a spark through the sideline when Tillery made that hit? Justin was 6 yards out of bounds.
I wouldn't say necessarily send a spark. We just all had Justin's back. At the end of the day, we're not going to let something like that happen. It's already a divisional game. The spark's kind of already there, but when something like that happens, you just don't allow it. We all ran over there because we're a team. It's a culture we built around here, and we always going to have our guys back.
What is it like in the game situations on this team? It's like never a dull moment in the 4th quarter, man.
We're resilient at the end of the day. No one flinches, no one looks down. When plays happen, we just go to the next one. We believe in ourselves, and at the end of the day, we'll take us over anybody. If it's 1 score or 4 scores, and we know we got guys like Asante that are going to make the big play. Mack, anybody's a big play waiting to happen. So everybody have faith in it, and you just keep playing.
What is the mindset when there's a rookie quarterback back there, Khalil, with a career day, 6 sacks?
At the end of the day, it was the same plan we had, if it would have been Jimmy back there, try to make them uncomfortable, try to make them throw passes they don't want to throw, and, get in the throwing lanes and, help out our back end. We got great players on the back end, so we can make their job a little easier by putting pressure in there. That was our plan, no matter who was back there.
For you, your locker mates, what can you say it was like watching him in action today? 6 sacks, setting a franchise record.
Oh, it's awesome. Anytime you get to watch him rush, because the player he is, and, he's one of the best to ever do it. So as a friend, friend, I'm stoked for him. I'm happy for him. You know, seeing something like that, you know, someone that you're really good friends with, watching them have a career day, set a record is awesome. And he, you know, he deserves it. And you know, he really works hard. And you know, you saw the results of it today.
Man, to be honest, I was covering in the back end, and I was just wondering who kept coming up with the sacks. But they told, you know, I didn't even know he had 6 until we got to the locker room. So crazy, you know, good job by him. He's a great leader. You know what I mean? I've been on the other side of that so many times, so obviously know what he's all about, and he's a great dude.
When a player has that sort of talent and work ethic, was it just like an it game? Like the games like this sort of happen, you know, where it just flows?
Yeah, you know, I think that's the key. You know, especially as players in the NFL, sometimes we go out and try to, you know, do too much, and you know, we got here for a reason, and sometimes you just got to let the plays come to you. And I think that was one of those games for him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if he had any sacks coming into the game, but you know, as a DN, you know, you've won a lot of sacks, but he never pressed for it. You know, he's very unselfish as a player. So I'm glad that he got a lot today. I was gonna say a couple, but it's more than a couple. Yeah, you know, I feel like we had a good game plan. It was about swarming and tackling. You know, we let a couple stuff get away from us that we can, you know, go back and clean up. I know we want to do better even, but you know, we were swarming as a defense. We were communicating. People who had to step up, they did, and it was a lot of fun.
What was your view or reaction on the late hit on Justin?
I actually saw it late because I was watching the screen, and everybody kind of got up before I had got up. So I felt kind of bad that I was late to it, but you know, that was crazy. I mean, I guess you know, I don't really know much about him, but you know, it was late, obviously. I'm not gonna, yeah, you know, it wasn't cool.
How do you feel like a win like this, especially?
Yeah, you know, those first couple games, you know, and especially in the NFL, you don't really know how to, you know, game plan exactly because people are showing new looks and stuff like that. But going to the fourth game, you kind of get a dial in a little bit more. So you know, we're gonna go into a bye week. Hopefully, we can get healthy. You know, take the time away from with our families and you know, come back and get after it. You know, it's gonna be a long year, but you know, we built for it.
I don't know how aware you were during in real time, but when Herbert's in the medical tent, were you aware of that? Were you wondering what just happened?
I seen him kind of come off, but I wasn't aware that he was in the tent. You know, I just seen him come back in the very next series. So, I mean, he's a thug. Obviously, we know that. So.
What did you think of the balls in the air and the last pass to Palmer?
I was right there. I was like, had a perfect view. I always have the perfect view of things sometimes, but I mean, it was an absolute dot ball. Just right at the tip, right at his fingertips. Great catch. Great ball. I mean, that's what football's about. You know, I'm excited to be on the winning side of that, and I'm happy I got a front row seat ticket as well.
Are you relieved that you don't go out there again after that?
Oh, I mean, the game's over after that, so I was absolutely very relieved. But you know, we were ready though to go back out there, but we didn't have to. Thank God.
You probably already asked this, but what was your take on the Tillery hit and the response from your teammates?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the response is what you're going to get on a hit like that. You know, super late, you know, super physical too. But, you know, Herbert's a thug, like I said before. So, you know, we ride him with Herb.
What is it about these Chargers, man? I mean, close games all the time, but you guys are finally figuring out a way to finish.
Yeah, you know, we just had to play together as a team, you know. There's different aspects to every game. The first half, the offense was hot, and the second half, the defense kind of had to, you know, seal the deal for us. And, you know, that's the thing about football. It's a team game, and everyone chipped into the win.
Palmer says that you feel like you guys can blow every team out. Do you feel the same way, and it's kind of putting it on yourselves and why these games are played?
Absolutely. I feel like sometimes we hurt our own selves in the foot. You know, if we can fix the little mistakes, you know, get on those things, I think we can, you know, sky's the limit for our offense and for our team as a whole. So,
what can you say about Justin Herbert? You know, the issue with the hand and coming back in to finish with you guys.
I mean, everybody knows he's a tough guy. I mean, last year he had a similar deal. You know, was a little banged up, came back in the game, finished it for us. You know, he kind of sets that standard for us. You know, other guys have, you know, knacks and injuries. They're going to try to do their best to get out there because they know they got a leader that's going to do the same thing. So